And there we go. The new sheep farm is complete and the barn is looking so good. We can let that run in the background while we work on the mountain creeper farm. First up, I want to expand the nether tree farm storage so I can craft a ton of free trapdoors. Or so I thought, as someone on stream said that I should use my bamboo farm instead, as I have 22 double chests of bamboo. So I did that instead. And crafting a few soulfire campfires for the killing chamber. Then a trip to the guardian farm to grab some fish. As a key element to creeper farms is terrifying the little green boys with cats, and I need a lot of them. So with all the materials together, I turned the nether tree farm on just now to gather some free materials, I guess, and we're inside the mountain to build up the base of the creeper farm using deep slate bricks so it clearly stands out and I don't break into it accidentally, but I did make it too large, and I'm glad I got that now, so I tore it down and rebuilt it all from scratch. With all that fixed up, I moved on to the next stage and started to add in the trapdoors and carpets so only creepers can spawn in the little rooms that we're building. Now comes the cats, but they are all still babies, so I force-fed them some fish to speed up the aging process. Yeah, that's how nature works. Yeah. A few minutes later, and some fully grown cats, I was able to finish off the base layer of the farm. Before starting on the additional layers though, I decided to build out the killing chamber so the creepers don't just stack up at the bottom and explode me if I accidentally fall in. And of course I ran out of deep slate before finishing the farm, so down the mines we go. Swinging the pickaxe back and forth, I decided to gather up a ton of deep slate, and I do mean a ton, as I refilled my travel box and another entire shulker box full. All of that mining was done to put the final 20 or so blocks of deep slate bricks on top. Yep, the entire farm is done. Now for something new, as I want to connect the storage of the creeper farm over to my gas farm that's within the same mountain, since it already has gunpowder. So we need an item elevator to move all of the items up, and then a water stream system to move all the items across, which turned into a pretty big task that was honestly really fun to figure out instead of just slapping down some chests and calling it good. And here it is, the creeper farm in all of its glory. I forgot the corners. Ignoring that, moving on. We also have the big tube of water coming all the way down here, leading with just a little bit of ice at the end to keep it above this pool as it drops all of the gunpowder into there, which will then drop down into our gas farm storage here. And it's already almost has 4 stacks of it. That's amazing. Also, really fun fact to share about this one. I didn't plan on this at all, but standing at the very top of the mountain is the exact perfect AFK point if we were to do a 128 spawning radius. I love it when the random math works out. With 2 farms done, I want to head over to the city for the next project, where I'd like to build up a pointed dripstone farm. And I couldn't think of a better place to take inspiration from than the Drip Tavern in Gobland from Empire Season 2. That I think with a little bit more medieval retrofitting and all that fancy stuff, we can build a really cool tavern right here, and then the basement down below in this mess can be our pointed dripstone farm. Gobland was known for mangrove wood roofs, so I spent about 20 minutes hanging out at my mangrove tree farm. I really do hate using tree farms, but oh man, do I hate chopping mangrove trees even more. And why is this thing so loud? That should definitely be enough mangrove log to get me through this. Let's try to fly and talk. And look at inventory, too much. We've already had the mandatory lumber mill montage of the episode, so here's all the wood materials I need for this build. I want some chimneys also, and I'm almost out of soul campfires, so we can take, I think soul soil can do it? It can, perfect. We'll just craft a whole stack, just have on hand, because I like a lot of chimneys. And soul campfires are better for them, in my opinion, because they give off less light than a regular campfire, so you don't have your chimneys randomly glowing from the top. For the base of the building, I do need some stone, so I grabbed all of those out of the quarry. Also, I'm gonna need a little copper for the roof with some wax cut copper stairs to go in with all the other goodies I've grabbed. Gonna need some glowberries, flowering azalea leaves. Back over in this side room here, we've got this guy. And nope, none in there. But I wanna get a few of these little nether sprouts too, which are such a pain to gather. And that should be fine. I think we're gonna have a pretty cool little alleyway space. So let's come in here and grab some cyan and light blue to create a ton of banners out of them. Now this whole thing is for a pointed dripstone farm, as I quite literally have none in my base. But we can fly past our pillager castle, over this beautiful little lake, to one of the coolest village generations I think I've ever seen leading up the side of this lonely mountain. But inside of the mountain, we have a dripstone cave. I don't think I've ever walked in here. Ow. No thank you, creeper. No, it's a baby. Through the cave. He's so tiny. Okay, he's dead. Moving on from that, where I could not hit the little child, let's just get some potent dripstone to move on. Yep. No. No. Right, I'm done here. We're gonna leave now. I got a stack in 7. That'll be plenty to go to farm started. We've got all our building blocks in here. We've got that detail blocks in here, and I might throw in a few techie things if we can fit them into the space, but small issue. My wings are almost broken, and I'm almost out of food, which means it's time for a quick trip into the nether. I ran the Hoglin farm for a while after building the nether hub, so hopefully we have some pork. Yes, we do. I'll just fill up my box in here. Time for a quick trip down into the nether to the Wither Skeleton Farm. Or do you think I should fix this up? Should we redo the walls in here? Let me know. I don't really mind it, but what do you think? And much better. All repaired up. So close. To get started on the tavern, I want to bring in some of our larger windows like I had on the Drip Tavern back over in Gobland. Or something like this. Continuing the mud brick around, I want to create a square structure here at the end where I have the space to do it. And for this open space with the warp planks, we can add in some of our pointed dripstone hanging down for the front entrance. That we can start to extend this wall over just a little bit here with a few more of our bricks and grabbing a little bit of our deep slate. We can bring a staircase up here just to get it off of the street level. I think it could look pretty good. In front of that, I want to bring up a little bit of our strip spruce log here so we can create a overhang that'll come out of the building to kind of cover the street a little bit. That's looking pretty good for the platform. And then to finish the railing, let's extend around a little bit of our mangrove trapdoors. Right back here, we can have the doorway, and I'm thinking the supports are going to come up a little bit further, and I can do my classic style for the door frame here with a little bit of our spruce trap door action, and we have our warp door. With the entrance figured out, I want to add in the exterior walls to the front, going up another 3 stories on the build, where this is going to look so fun once we get the roofs added in. In order to figure that out, I need to come around here to the back and figure out where this back wall is going to go. So we can start off here with a little bit of an alley space that's going to connect behind, as I think it would just look really cool. And I need to work it up a few blocks so we can start that process right here, maybe like this. Then we come back in with our full blocks and then something like that. Sure, I'm very excited for this entrance as the Dripstone farm is going to be down here, so we're going to start to extend a little staircase down and maybe some mud brick as just a little bit of a border. And then we've got this straight line here, which is one off of that, but that should be okay. With the alley pathway in place, I decided to just stack up a packed mud wall to close it in. This is looking awesome. And one more detail we can add in here is to bring this across and add in a little bit of a gate looking like it's open. Of course, with some stuff right there, we got some glow berries in place and a sign for the Drip Lounge, which will be down there. There's not a whole lot of lighting back here though, so to keep it actually mob safe, let's just throw a lantern in. Oh, I guess there's glow berry there. You know what? It's fine. Okay, I couldn't stand this being such a flat face, so I did bring it out with some extra flowering azalea bushes up there, and then I also added in the banners right here to kind of cover the alleyway a bit more, and I really like the feel of this one now. And dang it. And I've decided for the roof up here, we can just bring in some of our cut copper stairs and bring them all the way across. I want to bring them out here on the front too, so that we can keep it a little consistent. Yeah, they'll probably go about there, and then this can come across too. Now for the rest of the main roof up here, I'm thinking we can just use a bunch of our mangrove stairs to link it back into more of that Gobland feel, because it's kind of fun going back to that today. 2 chimneys added in here on top, which I think looks pretty nice, and a blackstone roof added in over the square part of the structure. A few glowberries added around to liven up the place, a small market stall right in here, and of course a custom tree here on the corner, which completes the exterior of the Drip Tavern, and I'm so excited about it. Okay, bonus shader shot here because I absolutely love the walk right now leading up to the back gate. It's so cool. Traders are so fun to turn on and just be like, wow, I love the